Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Frontline. Jay here with another TV time review. Tonight I'm reviewing Arrow Season 3, Episode 2. Title of this episode is Sara. Now, everybody was speculating back when this episode title was released that, it was going to be a flashback episode of Sara, or then when they found out that Sara was still going to be alive, they were like, oh, this is where she's going to be coming back and all this. But last week, spoiler alert, and there's going to be spoilers in this review, we find out that Sara was, shot dead at the end of this episode, and it really kicked off a whole thing for Laurel. So Laurel brings it back to the Arrow Cave where the gang all sees it, and they're immediately hit and compounded by this, and you really feel the connection that the team made with Sara last season. You really feel that connection. Just seeing her laying there, every one of them, you just felt their hearts drop like a sack of potatoes. Like every one of them just had that emotional rush of, I just lost someone that is so special to me, that holds such a special part in my heart. So the whole episode was Ollie and them trying to figure out who killed Sara and how they get back at them. So they find out that there's an archer in town, and his name is Komodo, and he's going around killing people. Laura wants to get to Komodo. Ollie wants to get to Komodo. Those are the two most invested in it. But also we get to see a little bit of emotion from Felicity in this, because she's been dealing with a lot of stuff. And, she deals with Ray Palmer in this episode, who kind of like buys out her store by not just buying the store, the branch. He like buys a holding company that controls the franchise, that controls the branch. So like he bought out everything. So he's just like her boss, and he's like, I could be your boss now, or I could be your boss here. Either way, I'm okay with it. And she's like, you're a jerk and all this, and she doesn't like him. But the real story is the Sara story, and that is where you see Felicity really breaking down, because she doesn't want to see Ollie die like that. She doesn't want to die like that, and it brings home that fear, not just to her, honestly, because you kind of see that it affect Ollie same way near the end of the episode, where he really feels like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to die alone, and it opens up Ollie to a whole new set of emotions, I think. I really love that. Turns out that during their hunt for Komodo, that Ollie faces off Komodo not once but twice, and the first one was a really cool bicycle archery thing, a motorcycle archery thing, not bicycle, motorcycle archery duel, where they were like shooting arrows as they were riding on their motorcycles. A great scene. The second one was at a function where they named Star City. They're naming it, they're renaming the city Star City, which was huge, I thought. And we also find out that Bloodhaven is a city in this universe. So, Nightwing, maybe? I mean, people have been talking about Teen Titans Green Arrow connection, and they did mention Bloodhaven, which was Nightwing's little nest that he had in the Premium 52, so you never know. But we find out that Komodo didn't kill Sara, and Laurel almost kills Komodo because she doesn't believe him. But Oliver, took the bullets out of the gun before she got the gun. So good thing she didn't kill him, because she would have felt that grief. Sara is dead, and they're trying to put her to rest, and they're still going to look for the real killer, but they kind of like left it up in the air at the end of the episode. And Ollie tells Laurel, you have to tell your father. But Laurel sees that he's, reminded that he has to take medicine for his heart and his heart condition and everything. She keeps it from him. And as they're burying her in like a small ceremony with just them there, and she says, no one's going to remember her. No one's going to know who she was. And Diggle's like, we will. We're naming our daughter Sara. We will remember her. It may not be much, but we are remembering her. All of us will remember who she was. And then at the end, we see that Ollie says, I don't want to die alone to Diggle. And Diggle goes, then don't, don't die down here alone, He's telling him, join the world, don't cut yourself off. You got friends, you got family. Use them, embrace them. And this whole time, Ollie's been trying to get a hold of Thea, and he finds out that she's with Malcolm, Merlin, and we do a little flashback to the island. Well, not the island anymore; it's Hong Kong, and we find out that Tommy was looking for Oliver there, but he and Oliver was supposed to kill him because he thought that he was on his trail, and Amanda Waller was going to kill him either way. So Oliver came up with a way to get around that by making it look like Tommy was being set up and kidnapped. The big thing though at the end was the big reveal that Thea is indeed training underneath Malcolm, Merlin. So she's training with her father. She's totally embraced him as her father. She even says, "Thanks, Dad." So they're really getting tight, and they're really doing like this whole training thing. Next week, we see a preview that Ollie's gonna go and try to get her back. Is she gonna come back? Is she not gonna come back? What's the deal with everything? This season is really off to a great start. I'm loving it. The first episode was killer, literally, with Sara at the end, and this episode was just heart-wrenching when you see Felicity begging Ollie to, that she doesn't want to be like that. She doesn't want to die, and Ollie, in his own way, sort of begging Diggle to help him be more than he is now, to be more open. He's kind of begging him, but without saying those words. And I love that emotional scene. Stephen Amell does such a great job at the comedy. We all know that. We all know he has the physicality. But he also can do these deep emotional scenes that I don't think many people get, that he can do that. And this really showcased that he can. And I loved it. And, everything was just great. And Comic Frontline was live tweeting this episode the whole time, so if you want it, you can check out Twitter and follow us on Twitter, because you never know what shows we might tweet next. It might be Flash, it might be Gotham, it might be Arrow again, it might be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though with the live show, don't know how that will work out, but you never know. So let us know, what shows would you like to see live tweeted? Which shows interest you? Let us know and everything in the comments. And as a rating, I'm giving this an overall of, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm giving it a 5 stars, because I really cannot think of anything that I would change or improve on this episode, because it had everything for me. Well, those are my thoughts. Now I want to know what yours are in the comments below. Also, like this video, subscribe to Comic Frontline, check out and subscribe to my channel, The Comic Book Theater. Check out Comic Frontline, the site, for all the latest previews, reviews, news, and interviews. For even more news on all things related to comics, comicrelated.com is your source for all your comic book needs with daily updates. And don't forget to like and follow me and Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'll include all these links in the description below. Until then, I'll catch you in the next review.